The Artemis Income Fund invests primarily in UK equities, and it seeks to deliver a return in line with the UK equity market dividend yield alongside growing investors' capital base.
We like to focus on really deeply understanding the industry and the value chain and a company's position within it, so that we can start to build a more accurate picture of what the sustainable profits should be for the company. And then we look at building forecasts out over what we think of as the long term of 3, 4, 5 years hence. And that has a way of smoothing out some of the fluctuations of currency and politics to really focus on the fundamentals of the business. And once we've done that, we very simply compare what our expectations are to what's discounted in the share price. And when we see a big difference, then we feel that the shares will be a buy or a sell. The key risk really would be exposure to the UK market if it were to endure a period of protracted underperformance relative to other markets. And the good news is, hopefully, that is behind us, as the UK has been very out of favour since Brexit. And now the narrative has moved on to really start to focus on some of the value on offer in the UK market. And then we aim to diversify away some of the risk. So that is, again, currency, it can be politics, it can be industry specifics, by having a broad range of cash flows that are driving the profits for our companies. And so therefore, what we're really focusing on is what we call stock-specific risk. And that is, can we pick stocks which are going to outperform the market over the long run? And so that is risk we think is understandable and manageable.
We're long-term investors, and in terms of analysing our companies, we think about the returns that all stakeholders are going to be delivered through what a company is actually achieving and through its focus and strategy. That allows us to think about ESG not through the lens necessarily in the traditional sense, but through actually the cash flow that those companies are delivering. Because if those companies are not looking after those stakeholders over the long term, that will compromise that cash flow.
We think the fund has a role to play as a core holding for investors. We feel that this is hopefully not something that our co-investors have to time on owning the fund. We hope it is something of a buy and bury where we can earn people's trust to back us for the long run, and therefore perhaps have this as one of the larger positions in their portfolio. And with this in mind, we think it's really important that fund managers eat their own cooking, and we are all invested in the fund. And my wife, Emma, and I have pretty much everything that's not tied up in our house invested in the fund.